Well, if you're watching my 729, whatever this thing is, if you're watching the video on this vehicle, we're now going to do the livery on it. Currently the vehicle is unpacked, so if we go in here, open in File Explorer, go into Vehicles, into the Mazda, and into the vehicle itself, and then copy this line here. Open up the latest version of Blender, I suppose. Delete everything. Now we're going to import that engine, and we're going to paste that directory in there, and hey presto, we have this. Now sometimes this can take a really long time to load, so just keep that in mind. We're also not going to be editing any of this, so we're just going to select this, inverse select with Control-I, and we're just going to delete everything else. We don't need it. Now, there's a bunch of technicalities going on here as well. As you can see, there's nothing cut out like there is on the actual vehicle in BeamNG. That's because it's using a thing called a UV map. If we have a look at our materials, we can see that we have opacity maps and these things called stamps. So if we have a look at the stamp that we want, which is stamp 0 for the main body, we can bring it up and we can see that it shows all of these little cutouts, which is pretty good. Now, you don't like to edit this because BeamNG is not very good with this. Even if you edit it and then save it and do all the right things, a lot of the times it just won't work the way that you want it to. And then say, for instance, we got this part in here. So if we go in, go face select that material right there is material 32. Over here, if we look for that material, we'll see that we got stamp 3. So now, opening up stamp 3, we'll see that it is cutting out those weird patches here. So we got the one large circle, another circle, and then a third square here, sort of thing. That's basically cutting out that area. And if you're wondering how that picture applies to this, well, if we go into UV editing, we can see that if we go in here and select this, this doesn't line up with that UV cutout mesh that we saw, does it? Well, we got UV maps as layers, and now we can actually see that that was cutting out approximately here. On the scale of 1 to 10, how difficult I would say that this mod is to do, I would say it's probably somewhere in the vicinity of about 7 out of 10, because you're going to need to know a lot of Blender. If you know Blender, it's a hell of a lot easier. If you don't know Blender, there are a lot of tutorials on how to go into the basics of these sorts of things. The very first thing, if you're extremely daunted, just acclimate yourself by learning the camera controls. If you're wondering the camera controls, it's middle mouse click to move around, and then shift middle mouse click to move the camera pan-wise. So, just learn moving around the vehicle, and eventually you'll be a little less scared of it. If, however, you want to really focus in on one thing, I'm just gonna bring this over, gonna go to skeleton view, gonna get rid of that. Now, say we got this selected, if we want to focus in on that, we'll press period on the numpad, and that will focus in on that thing. That is now the center of the screen. All right. Let's get to livery painting now. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. Actually, it gets a whole lot tricky. If I'm being honest, I really don't know fully how to do this, so a lot of the times I figure it out by just blundering through. We're going to start by having just the body selected. So if we go in and select just the body, Control-I, H, now we have just the body section. Now we're going to have a look at how this looks, which is pretty basic. Okay, we can work with this. We've hidden the part of the body which has the sections that we want. So we're going to undo that. We're also going to select this body part, deselect it, then hit H again to hide. Now we see what we want. You know what, actually, hold on. Let's bring everything back with Alt-H. Hold on. As I said, I'm not perfect. We're going to go into texture paint mode. We're going to select the body, since that is the most important thing. The next thing is we are going to go to this section. We've got our body here, and we're going to add on a base color. We're going to make this a decent resolution. Let's make it maybe 4K. So 4096 and 4096. The base color is going to be probably white. Then hit OK on that. And now, if we paint on here, okay, that didn't work. If we change the color to something like what we're going to use, blue, then we can paint on here. Isn't that so much nicer? And that's basically it. If we go up to here, you can see the base color, and you can see that that is now applying. Perfect. But we've also got a little bit of weird fall off, so let's turn that to a hard fall off. And then paint again. Oh, my hand is very shaky, so that's terrible. Let's grab a picture, so copy image, and in your editor of choice, we're gonna bring that in, and we're gonna outline this. Your results for this may vary based upon, I mean, in my example, how bad you are. Because Corel Paint came in a humble bundle and it sucks. I have absolutely no idea how to use a pen tool. I feel that the devs don't even know how to make a pen tool, so I just ignore it. Now that I've created an approximation, this'll do. I'm gonna make that semi-transparent. We're also gonna put in our lettering. We may as well do that now. Do I not what sort of font? What the hell? Where'd that come from? Okay. Do I know what sort of font this is? No, I don't. So RX-729P. And then something basic. No, it's not that. No, it's not that either. How about just some regular old Arial? You know what? That actually looks pretty darn close. Plop that in place. Perfect. Do I try to replicate this, or do I just nope, that's not working. How about multi-selection? No, okay, yeah. Color selection, don't get Corel Paint, it sucks. Let's just delete you, and then Mazza is what I called it. Now I've created basically a skin pack here, and I had this a little bit invisible. Let's turn that up, turn this off, and this is all we're going to be using for now. It's got a little bit of writing on here, all your stickers and whatnot. We're gonna export this as a PNG so we can have a transparent layer, and then, well, we're gonna get rid of this. So can we Control Z our horrendousness? There we go, good. Then, let's go down to Texture Properties, add a new one, open up our file that we just made. Then, under this, we're gonna go down to Texture, and not Tiled, but Stencil. Now, we have our stencil on here. Isn't that fan-diddly-tastic? So we're just gonna move around a little bit. And now I believe it's Shift and right-click lets us zoom. Good. This is very low res, but you get the idea of what we're about to do, right? Hopefully you do. About there. This doesn't line up very well. So I think now that we got this, we're gonna paint that on. Then we're gonna line up the middle part, which should go about here. Maybe we'll zoom that in just a little bit. Or I think we can scale it on the Z-axis. No, that's not right. I know there's meant to be a way of scaling differently. I'm not sure. Whatever, it's fine. We're just gonna paint like this now. Get these painted on and the front section done. Then we're gonna move this over and we're gonna paint these on here, being very careful not to go into the wrong places. Then bring this over and we're gonna stick our rear stickers on here, which is really low resolution. What, is that actually that low? Weird. Oh, it's also wanting to be on a different thing. What material is that? Actually, you know what? We go into the materials and get rid of everything basically that we don't need. It's gonna bring everything onto the same paint layer. Good, there we go. Now we can do this, and that's not quite, something like that. Good. And then paint that on there. Okay. My goodness, that's huge. What the hell? All right, well, maybe that was a mistake. Let's Control Z that and bring back all of our layers. So if we go back into edit mode, we can find that this is material 34. Let's go back into texture paint. Then if we go in and give that also, can we give it, no, we can't give it the same one. The base probably shouldn't be white. Let's set it to green so then it's something easy to key out, because that is a problem. Then bring this back, paint that on, there we go. And I think we're gonna redo this. So back to here, if we go in, and I think if we just erase everything with green, or maybe, can we delete that if we go to object mode? Nope, no we can't. All right, let's add a new base color in then. This one is going to be green. There, select that one, perfect. Now if we go back to our stencil and open up our stencil, we can do what we wanted to do originally, just line things up and do it the right way. Yay! Right along there. Though I don't know why this is showing up weirdly. Why is it green? Oh, I think it might be this. We don't want mix. We want add, maybe? Now what? Okay, nothing happened. All right, well, I went over and started again and did everything pretty much exactly the same, and it's worked this time. So, your results may vary. I'm just going to go ahead and paint the front on now. And there we go, we have one side. I'm just realizing now I probably should have made these stickers separate, as they're not really going to mirror very well. If I go rotate this now with 9 on the numpad, if we have a look, good, these things are now mirrored, but this is the wrong way around. So we're going to have to go back into here, and we're going to have to settle this however it wants to be settled. To do that, we're just going to separate these things out. They didn't need to be close together anyway. We can also move out of the way to make that a little bit easier. Those are fine, those are fine. Now if we, because we saved over it, we're going to hit X here. We're going to try to reopen it. Hopefully this will work the way I want it to. Good. Everything is now moved around. I'm going to move the camera here now. 77 is going to go in here. Mazza is going to go over here. This is facing the wrong way. So can I... Good, I can scale that inverse. No, it doesn't want to... It doesn't... It won't flip. God damn it. I believe we can go into here. Size on the Y-axis. I'm going to switch that to -1. Frick, wrong way. On the X-axis to -1, and hey, look at that, perfect. Now let's just make sure that it lines up right. So, got a little bit of a gap here. This is basically on the green line. I'll line that up. Oh, got to scale it up too. In fact, actually, you know what? I just realized that the scale was way off on these things. So let's redo this. This looks fairly clean. We're not going to get those decals on because that's not lined up well. This can go here, up to here. Mazda can go there. 77 can fit in around here. And then this little decal can go here. Now we flip around, flip this to -1. I'm going to start by painting on the blue, then flip it back and put everything else on. That is basically the body done. Oh wait, we should probably put the front decals on, shouldn't we? Let's make this. So we got Mazda already, just the 77 in yellow we don't have. You know what, we're fine. If we just rotate this around a little bit, I think we're good to just paint this on. I'm not too unhappy with this. So paint that there. The 77 is meant to go on the headlight, so we'll deal with that in a minute. And then this little bit here can go right about there for now. I don't want to paint on the windshield. That makes too much effort. We now go and export this, so save as, and plop this down. So this actually has a proper nomenclature it's meant to go with as well. So it doesn't matter what this is. What we need is dot color for the PNG. And it also needs to be 8-bit. So RGBA, so we can have an alpha channel, color depth 8, compression 0, sRGB is fine as long as it's basically 8-bit. So we're going to give this livery 1 dot color. Hold on, is it spelt correctly or the other sort of color? Okay, it's spelled the weird American way. Dot PNG. Now if we go into here, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the opacity map, stick that in here, and then wait, no, hold on, no, we're not going to do that. Wait, hold on, I'm not sure. What we're going to do is grab some code example from the Autabello, specifically color palette. Wait, is that right? No, base color map. That's the one we want. So base color map, put that into our one on a new level, and then there should be a base color map use, but I'm not sure where that is. Basically, what it's telling you to do is to use different UV maps, and we want to use UV1, not UV0. Since it doesn't seem to give me an option, I think I'm just going to grab this, Control C, then paste that in there, except I'm going to call it base color map, use UV1. This is gonna work. Why not? We also have to change active layers to 2 because now we got 2 stages. I believe that's how that works. And now since we've saved it, if I come in here and Control R, is that gonna do what I want it to do? It might. No, it's not. Error at byte, missing comma or that after empty array. What? Oh, I didn't actually tell it to put the color. Oh, yeah, grab that and put that in here. .png. Now if we hit refresh. What? Executing expression failed message string return blah blah blah. Attempt to perform arithmetic global variable ignition chance. Oh, this is something entirely separate from what we're doing. Why is this not doing what I want? Maybe this is a weird line, so we'll get rid of that. Refresh? Any chance? Nope. Maybe if we grab this and instead put it here? Refresh? Close. I did add it and it did cook it, which is what we wanted, but it's come out white. I don't understand. I mean, it's all correct. I mean, it's a little bit dodged, but it's mostly correct. Maybe if we get rid of diffuse color, that might be throwing it off. All right, well, I went over and started again and did everything pretty much exactly the same, and it's worked this time. So, your results may vary. That is basically the body done. Oh wait, we should probably put the front decals on, shouldn't we? If we just rotate this around a little bit, I think we're good to just paint this on. I'm not too unhappy with this. So paint that there. The 77 is meant to go on the headlights, so we'll deal with that in a minute. And then this little bit here can go right about there for now. I don't want to paint on the windshield. That makes too much effort. We now go and export this, so save as. And plop this down. So this actually has a proper nomenclature it's meant to go with as well. So it doesn't matter what this is. What we need is dot color for the PNG. And it also needs to be 8-bit. So RGBA, so we can have an alpha channel, color depth 8, compression 0, sRGB is fine as long as it's basically 8-bit. So we're going to give this livery 1 dot color. Hold on, is it spelt correctly or the other sort of color? Okay, it's spelled the weird American way. .png. Now if we go into here, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the opacity map, stick that in here, and then wait, no, hold on. No, we're not going to do that. Wait, hold on. I'm not sure. What we're going to do is grab some code example from the Autabello, specifically color palette. Wait, is that right? No, base color map. That's the one we want. So base color map, put that into our one on a new level, and then there should be a base color map use, but I'm not sure where that is. Basically, what it's telling to do is to use different UV maps, and we want to use UV1, not UV0. Since it doesn't seem to give me an option, I think I'm just gonna grab this, Control C, then paste that in there, except I'm gonna call it base color map, use UV1. This is gonna work. Why not? We also have to change active layers to 2 because now we got 2 stages. I believe that's how that works. And now since we've saved it, if I come in here and Control R, is that gonna do what I want it to do? It might. No, it's not. Oh, I didn't actually tell it to put the color. Oh, yeah, grab that and put that in here. .png. Now if we hit refresh, what? I think I found my issue. We're gonna go ahead, Control X that, and actually put it in the right place, which it actually was meant to go here, one more line down. Now if we hit Control R, it will have an issue and play funny buggers. So we're getting the green outline, which is something I was hoping to not have. Let's grab the opacity map stuff. Now apply that to these layers, so hopefully it'll cut out that area. And then Control R, please work. I know you want to, okay, well, frick. Wow, that's a lot of errors. Holy moly! I think it just tried to redo the same thing over and over again, and then eventually just gave up maybe and just spat out the same result. Let's put you there. Save, and then try again. Does the order matter? It doesn't look like the order matters. It's... Yep, okay. Well, hey. I got to work to do exactly what I needed it to do. Now you may be asking, what did I do different? Well, I'm glad you asked. Absolutely nothing. About 1,000,000 times I tried to put base color map in here, but eventually I got it to work. So there's no apply the base color map to use a specific UV. All we done is just base color map, stuck that in there, and this is what we end up with. So it's not exactly the right color, but we can fix that eventually. I did also go back and make a different material. The one I've got currently is just gray with the stuff painted on, which when I was in here, the only thing that I did different is I started with a new base color map. So I went in base color, and then I just set this to be kind of gray. That's basically it. Now what we're going to do is apply this to other layers. So go back into edit mode, go to face select mode, bring up this section, select this, and then we're going to find this area in here. So Control F, paste that in, and it's right down here. Perfect. So if we scroll back up, we're going to grab this layer, and then we're going to put it in there. Now just go put it underneath the color map, basically. Yeah, done. Now, this should apply it to here, but it might do it in a weird way, in which it has. Okay, we're going to grab a use layer. We're going to bring that from the other file. I'm going to put that there, except we're going to put in base color map here instead. And then clean that up and save. And let's see if that has fixed the issue. That should line it up now. No, it hasn't. Why must everything hate me? Honestly, what did I do to you? What I was thinking would happen is if we select all of this, you can see that it's just right in the middle. Doesn't particularly have any rhyme or reason. But if we go to UV maps and then check the other one, we can see that it lines up correctly with where the body is. And that's what I was hoping would happen. At that point, then it should show the 77. But I'm having no such luck. Why? I mean, it should work. Why does base why is that no good? All right, let's go to F11, bring up the editor menu, select this, material editor, then we're gonna go down, oh, which material was it? Material 32, which is right here, and our color map, can we just tell it, oh, perfect! Would you look at that, it's already working, yes! Now let's go in and add that to whatever this weird thing is that I added on, which is material 23, which we can just edit in here now, like, screw using the other one, so 23, put the right material in, and then tell it to apply to the correct layer. Nice. See what's happening? Absolutely awesome. Now we've got a few other things, so we've got this one to do as well, which is hidden. Actually, what we can do is we can go this, Control L, H. And now we've got this layer here, which we want, 35. Easy to find in here. Do exactly the same thing over and over again a bazillion times. See, now that you've seen how I do it, you probably don't want to do it yourself, do you? Yeah, probably. I'm guessing also there's a problem with 3D things, so these probably aren't going to line up. So for instance, we got to the body here, select that. You can see that this is all perfectly laid out, but what about these things? They are way up in the corner here. Well, at least that'll make sure that it's only ever gray, but if we go into here, what are the other... Oh, God, so it does not want to be UV1, because as you can see here, it's going to grab all of these things and willy-nilly put it on. Okay. So, these are material 31, and this is material 26. And material 26, hold on, also, yeah, that's also a weird one. Go to UV1. Oh, even that's weird. That's unfortunate. I suppose what we can do is... Can we move this? I wonder if we, can we go image editor? Get an eyedropper for this. If in view mode, we have this selected and we right click, we can see the RGB at the bottom there is 0.666 for all of them. We'll just use that over in paint mode into here. I think we can just select it good. And then we're just going to change this to 0.66 on all of them. And then paint over this, and we're going to save this as a new thing. So image, save as, and then this is going to be blank, which will allow us now to apply that to things. For instance, this can be applied now to 31 and 26. 31 is right there. This will now get blank wherever, there we go, blank, good. And the same to 26 will also get blank. Done. Except for the fact that I wanted to have blue across there. Whatever. So, we have our livery. Bandiddly-tastic. except I'm not really fully happy with the color and I didn't do the front. So this brings up a very, very important concept. You don't replace an existing thing with the same thing. So don't use the same names of files. You always have to use a new name. Otherwise, BeamNG has some sort of aneurysm, doesn't realize what's happening, and never works the way you ever want it to work ever again. It's annoying, but them's the breaks. Okay, I reselected the vehicle. Now we got this. This we're going to come in. Livery 4 open, and it's wonky. But it's perfect for what I want. Why is it so wonky? That is weird. But anyway, we've now got our livery. Yay! Now I'm going to go back to the other video. If you don't know the video I'm talking about, it's the video where I made this vehicle. Links in the description. It's got a full-blown rotary quad rotor, modeled and everything. Hold on, if we F11 out of this, I can show you that it has the actual rotor in there. Mesh is leaving a little bit to be desired, but it is actually using proper sounds and all that sort of stuff. I'm also going to put a link in the description to the 787B, which I made, which is what this is from. Oh, I'd never noticed this issue before. Oh dear, we might have to fix that. There's a lot of issues. Okay, this car is broken now. That's great, fantastic, love it. But yeah, this one I used Engine Sim to actually make this. I don't know why this is so broken. What is happening? Anyway, I would like to take a moment now to thank my channel members, and that specifically includes Dehelaman, who is a hell of a man, for being a top tier channel member. For the rest of you, I'll catch you all next time. Goodbye.